This Glow CPD TV session aims to provide an overview of writing for stages 4 and 5. Children need to write regularly and for different purposes, and in primary 4 and 5, children will have experiences in writing different genres in language and cross-curricular lessons. Teachers must remember to retain the taught weekly or big writing session, and remember that handwriting, punctuation and grammar are still core elements which should feature in target setting. Further information and guidance can be found in booklet 2 of the Active Literacy Pack. There is an accompanying disc called Teaching Writing, which is also very helpful. It is recommended that there are daily writing experiences linked to reading on 4 out of the 5 days. On the 5th day, the big taught writing lesson will take place. And it is also recommended that approximately 55 minutes is spent on these daily reading and writing activities. The principles of teaching writing. Like reading, writing is underpinned by many specific understandings. Children should be taught to notice conventions, value their experiences, and make and use notes. These principles can be developed through writing across the curriculum, and examples include using the novel, using an interdisciplinary approach to learning, and the development of storytelling skills. Children should also enjoy writing and be confident in their own abilities. As you can see, children should have experience of writing in 6 main genres across primary 4 and primary 5. It is recommended that children will focus on narrative plus 2 other genres per block. Writing models can be found on the Teaching Writing disc. It is important to establish a positive classroom ethos for writing. Success criteria for writing should be shared with the children. Children should work with writing partners and have access to planners to allow for quality discussion to take place. Children should be active themselves during the writing process. Quality oral feedback should be given for children to reflect and make any improvements as they write. The Active Literacy Programme for Writing has the expectation of daily writing. This planning will involve teachers looking carefully at the pupils' daily writing opportunities. The most natural context for daily writing may come from the novel study. Pupils may be involved in note-taking, finding clues, using notes to write a full account, summary writing, character study, as well as genre writing. Interdisciplinary learning, or IDL, is an important element of the successful implementation of Curriculum for Excellence, and Building the Curriculum 3 highlights the importance of this as one of the contexts for learning. From the early stages through to stages 4 and 5, the Active Literacy Programme has promoted an IDL approach to learning. The aim of the writing programme is that by focusing on IDL in their writing, children and teachers will be enabled to make connections between the taught writing skills and their usefulness in different curricular areas. Booklet 2 suggests the use of the above different contexts for writing, although remember these are not prescriptive or definitive. Further information on these different contexts can be found on pages 124 to 155 in Booklet 2. Assessment. Before teachers and children are able to make evaluative comments on their work, progress and attainments, they need to be clear about what the teaching focus is for each lesson. Assessment comments must make emphasis on skill development. When assessing the teaching focus, teachers must be constructive in their feedback to children. 3 or 4 people should be involved in the assessment process. Firstly, the child as writer. Secondly, the peer partner who will give positive and constructive oral feedback. Thirdly, the teacher who will highlight the good parts of the writing, provide oral and written feedback and clear specific steps for improvement. And fourthly, the parent or carer who has their child's jot at home regularly and can give their own specific comments about the writing. For children to engage in their learning, they must be taught the skills of reflecting on their learning and making formative comments on their own writing as well as that of their peers. This must be modelled by the teacher. Feedback, both oral and written, should leave the children in no doubt about what has been achieved. They must also be clear about what the children must focus on in the next piece of writing to improve. It is important that children receive feedback during the writing process. Waiting until the writing has been completed and then giving comments is not an effective method for marking. It is not possible, obviously, for the teacher to mark all the writing during the writing session. However, a key role for the teacher is to be on his or her feet going around reading sections of the children's writing as they're writing. Here, the teacher will be highlighting successful parts, giving tips for improvement. The focus here should really be on the content and not about spelling, handwriting and grammar. In terms of more robust marking, teachers should find a manageable way of ensuring each child receives written formative feedback no less than once every 2 weeks. It is vital that next steps are established and that children are aware of success criteria for their writing. There is a pupil peer teacher evaluation sheet which can be found on page 50 of booklet 2. It is important that teachers continue to focus on delivering the taught writing lesson as a core element of writing for the 21st century. The new focus for the taught lesson is to use one of the following: idea links, indoor or outdoor experiences, writing linked to a variety of contexts or personal experiences, and writing to express opinions and ideas. It should be active, interesting and relevant, and be taught weekly with pupils recording dates, title and the type of genre at the front of their jotters. It should also contain evidence of quality feedback and clear next steps. The taught writing lesson involves 4 different stages. During stage 1, children are involved in note making and organising these notes. Now, this may include maps, timelines or plans of their own choice. These notes may be colourful, interesting and include things like arrows or wow words, bullet points, photographs, illustrations and post-it notes. Children should also have access to things like notepads, cameras and websites at this stage. They will then organise and use their notes to look, think, investigate, discuss and select the relevant ideas. Before stage 2 begins, pupils should be involved in talking through their plans and ideas with other partners. At stage 2, children will reuse their notes, text and photographs. The teacher will share the genre features as well as the core grammar skills. And this will be done modelling as an exemplar, some of which can be found on the accompanying disc. After the children have discussed the genre features, they will complete their own written piece. It is recommended at this stage that the writing is chunked. They are given an amount of time to write independently and quietly. As they write the first chunk, the teacher is able to work and support pupils. Children will then read their own writing and make improvements to check it makes sense. The teacher has a very active role at this stage. During stage 3, the children will be involved in different assessments over a 3-week rotation. Each week they will evaluate their own writing. The teacher will manage one group and focus in on the pupil's strengths, next steps and words for improvement. The other groups here will have the opportunity for peer evaluation. During the early weeks of stage 4, pupils should be given 1 or 2 manageable chunks to improve. Publishing should be carried out at a separate time from the redrafting process, and each school should decide themselves on the minimum number of published pieces expected each block. Further information on these 4 stages can be found on pages 54 to 60 of booklet 2. There are some super case studies available in booklet 2 and also some examples of children's writing. Further training, support and advice is available from the curriculum support team on any area of active literacy.